Rolling.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast with Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
You'll see here the human male boasts the size of his testicles. I drive great when I'm blood. It's all about the sauce. Good, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh man, speaking of fucking, you want popcorn? I'll give you a popcorn kit. I'm just trying to go to Colorado and smoke some weed. Watch your fucking tots, huh? Those are my biscuits. Now, this is all alleged.
Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I am Jesse, and we are joined by our guest today, Dave from the Man Brain Podcast. Thank you for coming on, man.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime. Can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your podcast?
Yeah, I live in Australia. It's a long way away. It's 3:00 in the morning, and
Again, thank you for coming on.
I'm massively high energy tonight, this morning, whatever time it is. Yeah, I got a podcast called Man Brain, and we've been going since the end of 2016.
Cool.
Inspired by a certain election in 2016.
Okay.
That went, the way that some people didn't like very much and reacted very negatively. And I decided to start a podcast with a character that was extremely pro the emperor of the world. And that was the first episode of
okay.
My character, who's called Skullfucker, celebrating the victory.
I'm going to ask about that name later.
Okay. We've been working on the mythology, the backstory of that character.
Sounds like it needs a comic book.
Yeah. I was talking with a guy who is into comic books and does a podcast that's a bit like a comic book, a bit like a comic book version.
Okay.
Like a podcast comic book, with characters and stories and all sorts of stuff.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that'd be fucking dope. I'd definitely check that shit out. There's nothing like that out right now. And I gotta say, your show's fucking pretty original, man. I checked out quite a few episodes. I skipped around, so it's really fucking confusing when you do that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. It's like different. Every episode's different, and it's fucking wild. Like, you guys are savages on your show.
Yeah, I get confused. I also don't remember much past maybe the last 3 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, what's the process for your show? Do you write it out, or is it like you just get on the fucking mic and go ham?
That's mixed as well.
Okay. I like it.
So there'll be some episodes that are fully scripted. So yeah, you mentioned before the Dave Dream Believer before we started.
Yeah,
recording.
which was kind of like an ASMR fever dream.
Yeah.
Of sexual tension, I think.
Yep. Just matching the tone of like one of the old relaxation tapes.
Yeah.
Just adding.
It felt like a combo of meditation while looking over your own shoulder to make sure no one's watching you.
Yes. Yeah, I think it was turned into me trying to get a harem of sex slaves for my dungeon. I think that's sort of where it ended up.
And from the starting point of relax and close your eyes.
Yeah. So match that same tone throughout. And like if someone wasn't paying attention and just sort of listening to the tone and not the words, you may not even pick up.
Yeah, that's very true.
What's going on? Yeah.
That's the interesting approach that a lot of these episodes seem to take. I am interested though. You have a co-host, Amanda, who lives on our side of the world. How did you two like meet up to do the episodes that like she's on?
Yeah, so we met up in one of the Twitter podcast groups. Which one was it? The Not Safe for Work retweet group, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Which was set up by the old guard of the Not Safe for Work podcast network.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just a shit talking group, and she was the one woman in the group, and for some reason we hit it off. I still don't quite understand how or why. It's a little bit strange.
Happy accident.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. We also
You two seem to have really good chemistry. So
started a bit of our own conspiracy theory for a bit. That was fun.
What was that?
It's something called the Podcast Cabal.
Oh,
and we triggered 2 podcasters.
Just within the retweet group.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. Yeah, just trying to get kind of reactions from people.
Well, that's always fun.
Yeah, well, yes, it's always fun unless people feel that the brunt of jokes being laughed at, then some people react negatively. I did another episode which was not scripted at all. Which what's it called? A guy talking or something like that. It's like got a really bland title.
Okay.
But I didn't name any podcast in that entire episode, including my own. I didn't name my own or didn't do any of the normal shout outs, plugs, nothing. Everything was no name. And so as a consequence, multiple podcasters thought I was talking about them.
Oh, shit.
That was kind of the aim. So what I didn't predict is that I fully hurt someone's feelings, fully hurt someone whose feelings probably shouldn't have been hurt.
That sucks. But someone got caught in the crossfire.
Yeah. You can never predict how people are going to react to stuff.
Well, when a bomb goes off, it's usually pretty indiscriminate of the target.
Yeah.
Does that person do a comedy podcast by chance?
Yeah, they do a comedy podcast. Yep.
It just seems like they don't have a sense of humor. Unless this was really vile and really close to them or something. I just don't, it's like,
or it's one of those things where it's you assume, you already have some assumptions about yourself, and then someone says something and you go, they're talking about me, which is, that sounds like it's how it played out. Well, it's you're filling in the blank with yourself, and maybe you shouldn't be doing that or give less of a shit about what people are saying in the first place.
We all have our insecurities, and if you find the right triggers, anyone can be got at, I guess. Yeah. If
it's very true.
I don't know what either of your relationship statuses are, but if you've
I don't know if I want to reveal that. If you're looking for things to prod,
don't give away anything.
What's your game, bro?
If you've been in a long-term relationship, then or you have kids, then they know how to trigger you.
Oh yeah. We know that very well.
And so online people usually try and have more of a coat of armor, and also hide their insecurities, but
a lot easier too. You're really hiding behind a keyboard, as they always say.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier than
probably safer too.
Yeah.
I could do that than air it all, because the minute you're vulnerable, that's when the wolves come in.
Yes.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So your co-host, you met her through the retweet group, but she's in Louisiana.
Yes, she is. Baton Rouge.
What's it like working with that time difference?
It's not too bad, because we record her nighttime, my morning.
Oh, okay.
So that works pretty well.
Is it different energy levels though? Is she turning it up and you're just sipping your coffee?
Yeah. So the later in the morning's better for me. But later in the evening gets worse and worse for her.
So that's an interesting balance that you sort of have to play with.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So if we're recording a main episode, then a Patreon episode, the Patreon episodes get pretty loose, but that's okay because they're Patreon episodes.
They're your babies. They love you.
Yeah,
that's what they're there for.
So one of the recent Patreon episodes, I tried to talk about panties for the entire episode. That was what I was going for.
Is that where that song
That was
came out?
Yeah. That's fucking hilarious.
But
But 7.5 minute song, I think, right?
Yeah, something like that. And taking clips from that episode and making that into a song. She started contorting, seeing how flexible she was halfway through, which it's audio. We didn't record the video.
Right.
So we're constantly saying, oh yeah, it'd be really good if other people could see this. But yeah, we are planning on
get that YouTube up and running.
Releasing video, probably just for Patreon.
Okay.
Audio for everybody. Audio for the lowest tier Patreon.
Nice.
And then video for the higher tiers.
So I'm guessing you're seeing the video while you're doing the whole podcast, though. You guys video chat for it.
Yes. Yeah, and seeing each other's reactions when we ask ridiculous questions, and yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, that must have been a fucking sight.
Yes.
Now, some of the ridiculous questions that one of them I remember just off the top of my head from a recent episode of yours was, if Amanda had a dick, where would she put, or where would you accept that she put it?
Her spirit
in you.
Her spirit dick.
Yes, which I think was measured at 6 3/4 inches or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, she got very specific. And I think in the Patreon episode after it, she got even more specific about what her spirit dick looked like.
Oh, wow.
But yes, it was.
If you listeners are looking for more details on Amanda's spirit dick, patreon.com/manbrainpodcast.
Well, it's NSFL Productions, actually. Yeah,
there you go.
We had to pick another name because it's multiple podcasts.
I see.
Yeah. So it was in the mouth or in the butt, 2 holes. And I picked in the mouth to be, and yeah, of course, Amanda said it would be skull fucking. Yep. Not just
so a call back
a
to your
gentle
character,
BJ.
skull fucker.
Yes, and a call back to the character skull fucker. Yes. Which
I think you made the right choice.
Which my comic book friend Eli, that's where he thought the origin of skullfucker could be. It's skull fucking. That's part of the reason why he's so angry.
So now he goes around skull fucking.
Yeah. Well,
it's like a Batman scenario.
Best
it's like a really weird Batman.
Yeah, so Skullfucker's got MS and he's in a wheelchair. That's just an extra.
Oh, that's another level part of the canon.
Yeah, and another reason why he's angry.
Okay.
You're developing some serious backstory for this. And I'm really digging that.
It's a broken hero. I'm digging it.
Yeah, everybody loves the broken hero, man. They can relate to it. Everybody's broken in some way. To see somebody really broken and still be so glorious.
Yeah, no,
can't help but adore.
People seem to like Skullfucker, even though he's angry. He's a misogynist. He's not racist or homophobic particularly.
Okay,
it's mainly the misogyny.
Progressive, then, I guess.
Yeah. People don't seem to mind. A lot of people don't seem to mind misogyny as much as you'd think they would. Yeah, it's interesting.
How is it over that? Like, because you hear a lot of left wing versus right wing type stuff in America. How is it down in Australia? Do you guys see that kind of strife? I guess. Yeah. Or is it like a news cycle type of thing?
Oh, it's extremely similar. There's a lot of stuff that Australia just has a poor facsimile, a poor copy of what's done in the US.
They just got to look at what we're doing and
Yeah,
like the Bollywood knockoff.
Yeah, well, pretty much. Well, like TV shows. So we've got our own version of The Voice, and our own version of what's that stupid show? Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise.
Yep.
So we've got Australian versions of all that.
Well, that's all owned by Disney, I think. So
Well, right.
you can blame fucking Walt on that one,
Yeah, fucking Walt.
kicking that shit all over the earth.
I think I tried to convince someone once that we also had our own Australian versions of movies as well. But
Australian Fast and the Furious.
yeah. I can't remember if they believed me or not.
Australian Star Wars. That would be epic.
We're on number 8 now.
Yeah. The Australian Game of Thrones was by far the best, though.
Yeah.
They ended it way better. Their writers were way better.
I was gonna say I like Australian Rambo better, but there's no jungle for him to run into, which is like a really weird plot hole that they have to address.
Desert Rambo would be pretty cool, though.
There, Outback Rambo.
Outback Rambo, or like he's
That would be
fucking
pretty cool,
slaying
so.
crocodiles, riding a giant croc. There will be blood.
Now, as Americans, I think we are entitled to one ridiculous Australia question.
Oh, I've been on podcasts where that's all it's been. Like,
I know. I
as
didn't
a
want to
bit-
make it that. You know,
Yeah.
you're more than the continent you live on.
When I was on my friends from Who's Right podcast, that's basically what they did the whole episode as a bit. It's like, oh, so do you have trees in Australia? Do you have this in Australia? Do you have this in Australia?
Whoa. Oh man. Yeah, no, I don't want to make it that. I mean, I know you guys have like Coca-Cola and you ride kangaroos to work.
Yeah,
But
well, this is Pepsi.
The
but
main
you ride
no,
kangaroos. Yeah, that's right.
I thought I slid that one past you. No, I was gonna say how like I hear that there's so like it's the place with the most like deadly things that you have to watch out for.
That comes up.
On like a day-to-day basis, how much does it cross your mind that you're gonna have to get into like a life or death struggle with a creature out there?
Okay. I like this.
Well, we talk about fighting animals and animals fighting people and shit a lot on our show. So, you know, I want to go down there. I want to be prepared for what day-to-day life is going to be like.
Yeah, so I think I used to do a bit when I asked that question of I'd pretend to be attacked by a giant spider, like on the podcast.
Oh
while
my
we're
God.
doing it.
Fucking bird eater.
Yep.
You just got a fucking fake spider to bring in off screen at all times.
That's the only reason he's not doing it. He left it in the other side of the house.
But yeah, on a day-to-day basis, no, it's zero.
Okay, good.
So you know, there is deadly stuff, but it's been highly like I don't quite know how that became such a thing.
Steve Irwin, I think.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess multiple.
He
Yeah,
opened the floodgate of information, and now we're like, animals. Oh, this one's poisonous.
yeah. There was also the thing that cunt is not offensive whatsoever in Australia.
Is that another myth?
That's another myth. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's more of a UK thing, I think.
My wife's desensitized to it now, but when I first met her, she was not a fan of the C word.
Okay.
That'll send people into a tizzy here in the US.
Yep.
Like, lose their shit.
Yeah, whereas my co-host Blunt Mummy, she calls herself a cunt, so she goes fully the other way.
Lean in. I think that's what they're
Absolutely.
teaching these days.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'd call myself a cryptard. So
What?
it's a
Cryptard?
a cryptard. It's a portmanteau of cripple and retard.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, you're not allowed to say that word here in America these days.
I thought it was like cryptozoology.
cryptozoology. Yeah.
Like, dude, you got fucking powers?
Yeah, no, my chronic health issues. I've got like Parkinsonism. So
Oh, damn.
yeah, it's treated not too badly with Parkinson's drugs. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, good thing you don't have to hold the mic, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, actually, it's the one symptom I don't
I'm
have.
sorry.
I don't have the shakes.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I haven't been like formally diagnosed with Parkinson's. But I've got a whole bunch of the other symptoms.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be insensitive.
Be insensitive as you want. Like, I get it all.
Yeah. I figured you got a pretty tough skin, and you dish it out on your show.
Yeah. For me to be incredibly sensitive wouldn't quite work. I don't think.
It'd be pretty funny for the character, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, hey, only I can do that. So you started a few years ago. Then this has been going for a bit.
Yeah, end of 2016. So it's coming up on 3 years.
That's actually, that was right around when we started. I think September of 2016.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you guys have been going a little bit longer. That's cool.
Just a little bit. Ours was inspired by the election shit, just because everyone seemed to be at each other's throats at the time, and we figured we'd cover like the weird news headlines, you know, like the last story they show you. That's and cool. Just give people, I guess, a place to go and fucking laugh about shit.
Yeah, a lot of shit you don't even hear about, because I mean that's all you hear about in the news is politics these days. So it's like we get wanted to be something other than politics altogether. Yeah.
You made it past the 2-year mark, because there's a lot of shows that sort of get up to, well, if they're doing weekly, get up to sort of around episode 100, or around the 2-year mark, and then something happens.
They think they get syndication at 100, but that's not how it works.
Yeah, we got a little bonus too, because I mean we have a split show. You know, we do half this, you know, where we just like have a conversation with somebody, and then like half of like a a scripted show. That's, really just like the news and games and entertainment in general. So, that keeps it going fresh too.
You've had guests on your show in the past as well, right?
Yes. Yep. From time to time.
Any notable ones that are worth like giving a listen to?
One of the more popular episodes, I talked to a phone sex worker.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's really interesting.
I did that with my Brian character.
Brian. Tell us about Brian.
Brian's a stuttering cuck.
Okay.
So he basically has no confidence. Domesticated, effeminate kind of, or not really effeminate, but emasculated is the word I'm trying to think of.
Okay. So you have to keep this character going.
Yeah.
As you're conducting this interview. That's got to be interesting.
Yeah. And it went pretty well. Blunt Mummy hates that character. So the character is extremely annoying. But on purpose. But
right.
There are also people like that. And I think when I talked to so her name was a phone sex operator name is Ryder Doll. When I talked to her, she said that there's people that call her that are a bit like that. Like they have to, no matter who's at the other end of the phone, they have to do their thing. And I can imagine as a phone sex worker, you probably have to adapt and be like, and to every single time you pick up the phone, you don't know what you're getting thrown at you. That's it. Yeah. So she did
wonder
great.
what phone sex boot camp is like. Sorry, not to interrupt, but it's like just picking up phones and it's just like different people.
Yes.
You got to fucking roll into it each time.
Just the manager thinking of the most fucked up scenarios to hand at him to train them.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Drill sergeant screaming in their face.
Yeah. So she does, she does a whole bunch of things, but one of the things she does is like home wrecker scenarios.
Like a married dude will call in.
Yeah.
And
she's going
side piece.
to come in and ruin the marriage. Yep.
Damn.
God, the fantasies people have, man.
Oh yeah.
What's this, like $1.83 a minute or something?
Oh, more like
God, no, that was 90s price, man.
Dude,
I could only imagine what it is now.
I haven't called in a while, guys.
What was it?
Don't fault me.
Oh man, you gotta catch up, bro.
I've got 7 in my head. $7 a minute, something like that. Maybe 5.
It's a sexy
5 to 7,
number.
something like that.
Wow.
So that it adds up if you're on the phone for a while.
If you're into tantric sex, don't call a phone sex line.
No, find another way.
It's all out of pocket. That's a totally different kind of guest. I don't think we've had anyone like that on our show.
No. Closest we had was a therapist, and that's about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. There's Ryder Doll and what's the other chick's name? Songbird Wren, something like that. And she's done a bunch of podcasts as well.
Was the timer running when you did the interview?
No,
okay, good. You're like, all right, we got to make this quick.
Off the clock, thank God, man. You would have to pay. I mean, if that was an hour episode, you're looking at a fortune.
I think it was an hour and a half. So yeah.
Oh my God. Oh God, that's over $1,000.
She gave you a hell of a rebate, dude.
Dude, that's awesome. And her time is expensive.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
that was the best guest, I think. Yep. Other than that,
That's a cool one.
Other than that,
Yeah, that's a cool last one.
Other than that, I've had some podcasts.
We would have so many questions. We really would. We could probably go all day, honestly.
Yeah. No, it's. I think it's worthwhile having one of them on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We'll have to look into the pool, Jesse, and see if we can find a sex phone operator.
Yeah. Just throw us a line to what's her name? Ryder Doll.
Right. Yeah. Ryder
Ryder
Doll
Doll?
does. She's on the Robin Slim show, I think, still.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not sure if she's still doing other podcasts, but Songbird Wren, I think she's pretty good too.
Okay.
And yeah, there's a name for you.
we'll have to look into that.
Yeah, so I think
yeah.
the goal with my podcast was to have a phone sex worker, cam girl, stripper, and prostitute. I think that's those four. So far, I've had one, so still got a way to go.
Is that so? That's the podcast bucket list.
That's it,
I guess. Here at American Slacker, we have proudly partnered with Seat Giant, which is a website that allows you to get tickets to events for a fraction of the price of retail.
Yeah, easy to use, easy to find. SeatGiant.com. Use the code Slacker at checkout, and you'll save a little bit of your change.
Local events, national tours, they got everything. Make sure to go over to SeatGiant.com, type in that code Slacker, and save yourself some money.
Get that change back in your pocket.
What it is, everyone. I'm Jacob Meza, the host of the podcast So It Is Told. Each week I read a new folk tale or fairy tale with a local comedian and or world traveler. Like your drunk grandma reading a bedtime story, there's suspense.
Oh my God, they are cannibals!
Magic. And all-around madness.
They're birthing hips!
Available on any mainstream podcast directory. Fresh.
Oh, and actually, I think it's worth mentioning you have another goal that's been brought up on your show of at what was it, 10,000 downloads or something?
100,000.
Something happened. 100,000. Oh, I'm trying to talk you down.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everyone what happens at 100,000?
Get pegged.
Oh God, dude.
I was waiting for Matt's
the numbers.
So, Blunt Mummy, my co-host, has pegged a dude. So she has experience.
Man.
The plane ticket's going to be the real pain in the ass.
Yeah, no.
I think.
No, it's probably going to be the wife doing it.
Oh,
Not sure how enthusiastic she is about it either.
Oh man, you gonna throw a mic up and record that and do the full fucking fledged podcast, man?
I think so.
If you don't record it, it didn't happen, man.
That's exactly right.
public record.
Man, well, that's an episode we'll definitely be looking forward to.
Yeah, so it'll be a little while till we get there, but if I keep going, we'll get there. Now, I don't exactly know why I did that. It sounds like
regret in the voice there.
Sorry,
a little bit of regret in the voice there.
Well, because when I originally came up with it, I never thought I'd ever possibly get to 100,000. But now, if I just have to keep going for 6 at this rate, I don't know, 4 more years, something like that. And
all of a sudden, this is going to be one of those podcasts that just doesn't have an episode for 6 months, and you're like, huh? What's going on there? Like, you must be approaching 100K.
The other goal was if I ever got to a million downloads, that would be suck a big black cock. So,
Oh my god, dude! You are just fucking putting levels out that you were like, oh, I'll never hit, but
that's never gonna happen.
You're gonna be. I don't know, dude. If this like becomes viral and people just download it, they're like, let's see if he does it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be promoting this episode, which is going to get you a whole bunch more downloads. Now you're in trouble, man.
Well, then that's a question for you guys. What would you guys do for 1 million downloads?
Oh
I definitely wouldn't go to that level.
Right.
I couldn't handle it, man.
You're like skydive or something. Fuck. Like, yeah. Me and Matt will light Roman candles at each other.
Okay.
What? Okay. Well, that's a little low. I mean, you can't go from
I don't know,
big black cock down to fucking Roman candle fight. I mean, that's
from
kind of
5 feet away. Now that steps it up. Now we're talking 2nd degree burns.
Bare dick to dick. You gotta like.
Oh no, no! I am not agreeing to this.
You got a fucking 5 feet fireball to the dicks. 10 of them. They're like 10 sleep. So 10 fireballs to the bare dick.
Yep. That's stepping it up.
Yeah, that's stepping it up.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I'm trying to make a point out of those things, it's that we expect women to cocksuck and take it up the arse and all that stuff and love it. But yeah, it freaks guys out.
So this is an equality issue.
Sure. It's not really, but yeah. If I feel like pretending to make a point out of it, then yeah, I can give it a go. Gender equality.
There you go.
I also did an episode as Skullfucker, advocating for banning all women's sport.
Banning all women's sports in general?
Yep. Just getting rid of it, or at least relegating women to like the Special Olympics or the Paralympics or something.
Oh, Jesus.
With all the other disabled people.
I'm definitely going to, I missed that episode. I'm definitely going to have to check that one out.
Yeah, it wasn't one of more popular ones.
I wonder why.
But yeah, no, look, there's a point. Like if you watch the Olympics, you want to watch the fastest runner. Not the people who aren't as fast. You know.
Someone's going to lose. There's always going to be a loser, right?
Yeah.
And
I used to yell at the people on the track in high school that they were all losers, no matter who won. So.
And then Skullfucker also brought up the point of trans athletes and where do they fit in. But yeah, if you just take away all the categories and you just have one category, then everyone's in.
So it's a free for all.
Free for all, yeah.
Unfortunately, everyone competes together on an equal ground, because if gender is just a social construct, then why do we need separate categories?
Bone density.
I was gonna say, bone density and muscle mass is
when you bring it to the octagon, shit gets real.
I was gonna say, fighting any physical sport, it would not work for ladies.
I mean, that's been one of the bigger things in MMA. Is that even fair?
Yeah. Trans is like a really touchy subject because it's like you can't deny the difference there. I mean, somebody who like grew up with testosterone in their body and develops like that, that's a oof.
There's no solution.
Yeah, there really isn't though. I mean, right? I mean, you can't just say
it makes everyone happy.
Yeah. Yep. Touchy subjects, constant story of America today.
So I got a fun game we can roll into after that.
Nice.
Fuck, marry, kill. We're gonna go around and do a little fuck, marry, kill, because you like to play games on your show kind of along these lines. So we figured you might get a kick out of these.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Would you rather start out fuck, marry, kills? Yeah.
Let's do Genghis Khan, Adolf Hitler, and Alexander the Great. Some historical figures. Whoever wants to go first. I'll go first, actually.
I need to write it down because any more than two, I can't
visualize it.
I think I got this laid out. I'm gonna kill Adolf Hitler because that's just like it's
common sense, bro.
I mean, it might not be the popular one to go with. No, but I'm gonna kill Hitler. I'm gonna marry Alexander the Great. I'm gonna fuck Genghis Khan because his DNA is supposedly all across the world. So then, like, my DNA will be in him, and it's like you win at that point. And he's also the one who said, happiness is to see your enemies driven before you, their wives and daughters to become your property. So like, if you're fucking that guy,
I thought that was Conan the Barbarian, but yeah.
they stole that. They stole that from Genghis Khan.
Fucking Khan, dude. Nastiest dude ever. What is it? Like 10% of the population of the world has his DNA?
Yeah, now you got him bent over.
Yeah.
So I think you won in that scenario.
Oh, man. Oh,
Matt, what's yours?
definitely kill Hitler. Fuck Khan, I guess. Fucking run. Do a hit and run on that motherfucker. Who's the other guy?
Alexander the Great.
Oh, great. Yeah, marry Alexander the Great.
I mean, you get an empire, right?
Yeah, I guess, right? Kind of works out.
Dave, you doing the same, or you switching it up?
I'm trying to think of why I would change it. The thought of fucking Adolf Hitler. Yeah.
I mean, for those who believe in
dude.
hell, that's probably right. Like, it's just take a number type of thing on the way in. Like, fuck Hitler and get to your desk.
Oh, God. God, that will make people be good.
In man brain mythology, Hitler got into heaven.
No, oh yes,
In
that aristocrats
joke. Yeah, because he said sorry. That's all you got to do to get into heaven.
That's a hell of a loophole. You think they'd close that one?
Well, God makes the rules, not us. You know.
Yeah, he was kind of a dick in that episode too.
Yeah. God kind of is a dick.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get any fucking argument up from me there.
Yeah, or me.
The Great Floods just killing everyone except for some, whatever was on the ark.
Yeah, and the whole pillar assault thing, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all fucked.
Yeah. I don't think God treats all people equally. Clearly not.
Shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, what am I saying? I'm saying fuck Adolf Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
And then that leaves kill. I'd like to. Well, you were saying Genghis Khan. We've all got 10%, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever fancy stuff you said. I'd go kill Genghis Khan just to see how that would change shit.
Oh wow.
Because
that's a good point. Butterfly effect this shit.
That would be a massive butterfly effect.
Damn.
And then what that means, marry Alexander the Great.
You get an empire too. You get an empire. You get an empire. You get an empire.
Was he possibly the prettiest out of those three? Hard to know exactly what he looked like.
I mean, right?
I would imagine.
How would they call him the Great if he was like some busted ass little dude or something? And he's just like
could be ironic.
I mean, you go back to like Egypt and like a lot of those kings were inbred and fucking like had like little limbs and shit. So they were like labeled like the Great Pharaoh of all. Meanwhile, they were like one side in a chair. They like couldn't even stand up on his own.
Yep.
So I got some. I got three for you, motherfucker. Right. Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, O.J. Simpson. We're keeping it gay, all three guys.
No, we did that in the last one too. Damn.
That's why I said we're keeping it gay. We're not straying from the gay,
You want to go first, Matt? You probably had time to think.
Not really, but I'd probably get I'm gonna kill Bill Cosby to see who would get the Jell-O commercials if he wasn't alive.
Okay.
Probably would have been like Robin Williams,
Jerry Seinfeld. What's with this Jell-O?
No, I just imagine like Robin Williams with like all of his little like skit like accents. The Jell-O, the Jell-O. Man, I guess I'll fuck Michael. No, wait, hold on. I'll marry Michael because he's got that fortune.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got that fortune. I mean, we're gonna go over gloss. I don't know anything about anything else about Michael Jackson, any scandals or anything like that. I know nothing.
You're married to him. You should have known.
I was blind.
You should have spoke up.
I was blinded by love and a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
He owned the Beatles songs. Okay. I mean, Jesus. And I guess I gotta fuck OJ because he's probably a freak.
He just got on Twitter recently.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, man. I still don't know if that stab emoji was like a true story or not, but it's still a laugh at it. I don't know if you guys are familiar. Supposedly he sent like this guy that said some shit about him, a bunch of stab emojis.
Oh,
It's like 17 of them.
sounds not real, but I'm gonna believe it.
But it was all over the internet, so it's got to be true.
Dave, are you ready, or should I?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
Who to kill? Who to kill out of those three? Who did the most damage? Bill Cosby or Michael Jackson?
had pudding.
Probably.
I can't do a Cosby.
Yeah, no, fuck Michael Jackson. Kill him. I'm sick and tired of people that, because his music was fantastic, just deny the bad shit he did.
They don't do that with R. Kelly.
His music sucks.
Because his music was his music was good, but like you can acknowledge both things. He can be, the greatest pop musician ever, and a child molester.
Right.
He was both.
It's a weird combo. It's kind of like some of those Cheez-Its that have like jalapeno and then pretzel. It's like, what?
What is this? Yeah, doesn't fit together. Not a nice merger.
So kill him.
Okay.
And then what do we got? Marry and fuck. Oh, who would I want to marrying? Bill Cosby would be interesting.
He's another piece of shit, though. That's the hard draw.
Are you just gonna say you didn't do it? You gotta be that wife that stands by him?
No. I'd hope that he put me to sleep.
like a sick dog?
No, when he's fucking me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
It wouldn't be so bad.
Have a nice cocktail.
Oh my
Wake
God.
up with a sore ass. And then what's the other one? What am I doing?
OJ Simpson, baby.
Oh, fucking OJ.
Going on a long ride in a white Bronco.
Oh yeah.
All right. So
Skull
now
fucking OJ.
there you go. I'm gonna take the risk. I'm gonna marry OJ.
All right, man, that's gonna be a tough draw for you,
Wow.
buddy. You better not see anybody on the side.
I know.
Yeah.
It can be dangerous. I like a little danger in my love life. So then I guess I'll fuck Michael Jackson. And
Yeah, he's probably a
as,
freak.
like, just as a payback. Just like, there you go, some retribution. and I guess that means I'm marrying Cosby? Or no, I'm killing Cosby.
Killing Cosby.
Yeah. Killing Cosby. That sounds like a great sitcom where it's just me trying to hunt down Cosby and he constantly gets, Cosby, he gets away every
You got
time.
a time machine, and you're going back in time and trying to get Cosby like in his prime when he's like
Cosby.
in the 70s. So he's like still athletic a little bit, and like ooh.
It's like a quantum leap, but with murder.
Yeah, that would sell today.
That'd be pretty good. Do you have any more, Matt? Do you want to do one more?
Do you want to do an Australian? Fuck man.
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
So when I do this with Americans, it's a matter of finding 3 Australian names that you guys know. Do you know who Hannah Gatsby is?
I'm better with faces, so let me see.
The comedian that did that Nanette special?
Oh, yeah. We talked about that
Oh,
with
yep.
Mark Forward.
Oh yeah, God.
Okay. I got the picture pulled up.
Okay.
Cardinal George Pell. Do you know who that is?
No.
So he was like
Oh God.
third in.
He's a crispy looking motherfucker. He's old as fuck.
Third in.
Oh.
So I think he was third behind the Pope.
Oh, wow.
But he's now been done for child molestation. So
I could have
Convicted
guessed.
child sex offender.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. That is right on his shit.
I could have guessed.
he also liked fancy shoes. That was one of his things.
Well, that's another key to a man who might be a sexual predator.
And no,
Gotta look in that shoe closet. It
Yeah,
says
keep an eye on
Matt.
the shoe. Yeah, keep an eye on that. You think I'm joking?
How many shoes you got? Let me see that closet.
Man, I'm profiling these motherfuckers, and it's all about the shoes.
Like, you got 2 pairs of loafers. You don't need these.
and the third name, what about Keith Urban?
Oh yeah, that's
He's Australian?
Yes, he is.
He's Nicole Kidman's wife.
He dated.
He's a handsome guy.
He dated my
Okay.
sister-in-law when they were in high school.
Really?
All right.
Wow.
You gave us 2 beaters and one handsome dude that can sing.
Yep. Why not?
All right. Oh man, this is so
Highly,
tough.
highly thought.
I'm
out.
gonna have to. I'm killing George Pell. Killing this motherfucker. He's dead.
I think that's the easy call.
That's a job done. All right. Fuck, man. I guess I'm gonna take one for the team, and I'm gonna fuck Gatsby, and it's not gonna be the Great Gatsby this time.
She'll love it, I'm sure.
Oh
She
God!
loves
One
me.
time ringing the
You didn't
bell.
watch that special, did you, Matt?
Ugh, dude. And of course I'll marry Keith Urban. There we go.
There you go. I will similarly kill the Cardinal. And,
Kill the Cardinal.
I think that's the easy call. I'll marry Hannah because rising fame and all that. I'm not a big country guy, so we're just me and Keith Urban. We're gonna have a one night stand.
Oh man. Hit it.
We're not gonna tell his wife though.
Yeah, we were admiring Nicole Kidman's earlobes the other day when we were watching her show, Pretty Little Big Lies, whatever it's called.
Oh, fucking Small Little Whispers, that fucking show that's literally dark and all they do is refer to something that happened fucking at the beginning of the season for the entire show. Sorry. I mean,
big ass earlobes.
My favorite bit of that show is that all the children only listen to like old 60s and 70s music. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's
almost like that they only like this music that the writers like.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's funny. I used to live down there too in Monterey, and the way they shoot that place is like they make it look a lot cooler than it is. Matt, you went. Dave, you still have to give us your choices here.
So I've given the 3 names and now I'm struggling, to be honest. Who do I want to kill? I got to kill Hannah Gadsby.
Oh fuck.
The damage that bitch has done to comedy. It's more damage than Bill Cosby's done. Because Bill Cosby's still funny. Bill Cosby's still funny. But leftards just have to destroy everything. Everything.
Yeah, I mean, far left, far right, whatever you are. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of extremists. Full stop.
In any form. Yeah.
Except comedy.
Yeah. But in comedy, any type of like that has no place. I mean, it's comedy. It's a free dome, That's where, like freedom of speech should exist at all times.
Yeah, within reason.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that seemed a little loose, but yeah, within reason. But who's to say what that reason is, too? That's a tough one. As long as it's eloquent, I guess. It's hard. It's a tough draw, I guess.
Yeah.
I retract my statement. Don't fucking come at me.
So killing Hannah Gadsby, and then, so what have I got left? Fucking marry. I'd marry Keith Urban, so he can marry into the family.
Fuck that cardinal to death? Is that what you're thinking?
And then...
Fuck that guy to death.
Well, that'd be killed.
Yeah, fucking George Pell. Yeah, because I think one of the...
It's an accident, so it doesn't count.
I think Cardinal George Pell did some skull fucking.
Yeah, skull fucking to oblivion and...
returning the favor.
Returning the favor, I suppose.
We'll call it natural causes.
Yep.
A Non-Mom Happy Hour is the podcast that celebrates real-ass human women, whether they use their baby box or not. Hosted by Kelly Nerdzilla Mendenhall and Debbie Jo Nelson, a Non-Mom Happy Hour is a safe space to talk about mental health, trauma, disordered eating, surviving, and self-care. We talk about it all while laughing as much as possible, because if you don't laugh, you'll cry. If you like to laugh, feel like you've never quite fit into most lady groups or podcasts because you're not a mom, or are a mom who needs a break from momming for an hour, you should come hang out with us. A non-mom happy hour, bringing healing through laughter and community. Streaming basically everywhere you could possibly want to find us. Remember, always be a real-ass human. To check out the podcast, visit anonmomhappyhour.com.
So we kind of touched just a second ago on comedy, what you can, can't say, that kind of thing. One thing that I thought would be interesting to touch on, I'm in a number of groups around like the like San Francisco, San Jose area for like open mics, because I've been wanting to do them, and I haven't really found the time yet. But I noticed that there's a recent trend that has happened where someone put up a post saying, men always end up on stage. Can we give a like, I don't know what it is, like a guaranteed spot, I guess, for women and gender non-binary comedians? So there's these open mic slots that used to be filled, first come, first serve type of thing. And now they're wanting to essentially give preference to certain people based on either their gender. Well, I guess their gender, yeah, is what.
Doesn't it seem like that's an extra, like it's a benefit for one person of like type, like it doesn't make sense.
Like, that's what they're going for, is what it seems like.
Yeah, it's like they want special rights, and that's not okay. I mean, if anything, we want equality across the board for everybody.
It's called progressive stacking, where you're trying to redress the imbalance. So, if we want to talk about the patriarchy, the evil patriarchy, so
yeah,
you guys seem to be white and male, so partly responsible for all of the ills in the world, and we've got to redress that balance, and doing things like, putting women first, and people of color, which is everybody that's not white. Everybody in the entire world that's not white, all in one category, to redress the balance. But yeah, I mean, when you talk about quality, are you talking about equality of opportunity or equality of outcome?
Right.
So yeah, usually people that look like you would say equality of opportunity.
Yeah, like who gets there first type of thing. It's like, if only there was a way to do this fairly where whoever got here first signed up and got on the list.
But because you're part of the evil patriarchy, that you would say that because you're already at an advantage.
I guess so, right? Even though I haven't gone yet. So, I thought it was interesting to see, because then it's like, you're basically kicking down someone to bring someone else up in a way. And it's like, then you're just doing the same thing that you're accusing the other side of doing.
That's right.
And like, I understand the whole idea of like, if women don't get on stage as much, then they're less likely to be seen by talent scouts, and they're less likely to get picked up to go on the show and then get the whatever, and, and be present in the public eye. I totally understand how that system works. But at the same time, it's like, how do you go just like outwardly disadvantage one group? Because that also includes, like, if you want to say they're trying to be inclusive, that also disincludes black guys, doesn't it? Unless they're gender non-binary. If it's just women and non-binary, like, hasn't the black man like fucking dealt with enough? You're gonna bump him from the fucking open mic slots now too, even if he showed up at like, I don't know. It just seems like a weird way to address something that's like comedy. That is supposed to be pretty equitable, I guess, across the board. Like, anyone can laugh at any joke,
Yeah, and you're
sorry. I did a sketch called N-word multiplier, which was trying to redress the imbalance with college entrance, and basically, everyone gets their whatever it is in America SAT scores, and then it's multiplied by different numbers depending on what your what your label is, what your identity is.
Okay.
Yeah. But as you say, it gets really complicated when you're talking about gender non-binary, and then are you talking about how people identify themselves?
Yeah.
So if I
What's to
if I
really
say
stop
I'm
someone?
if I say
Yeah.
I'm Native American, do I get those, you know, that extra multiplier? Because it's all about self-identity.
True.
So yeah, you know,
And I mean, like when it comes down to gender, technically, if you say, "Oh, I'm gender non-binary," now do I just get bumped up in the ranks? And like, how can you prove that? Are you going to follow me around, make sure I'm buying 3 of everything so that I'm not binary? Like, fuck. Like,
yeah. So I mean, I don't consider myself 100% male. I consider myself about 70-30. How does that affect my life? It doesn't.
yeah.
It
I
doesn't.
mean, you're doing what you would do anyway.
I'm
so
doing what, yeah, that's exactly right. But I guess you were saying, like, technically, does that mean that I could go to the front of the line of the open mics because I say I'm 70-30, or do I have to say I'm 50-50, or like?
yeah, right. Now it's starting to feel like the fucking race cards where they like pull it up and check the tone of your skin to see if you're hackers.
And that's what a lot of right-wing
cool.
commentators say, is that the left wing, like the extreme leftards that are trying to create equality, end up being more like racist and sexist and that all that kind of thing.
Because then you have to define it.
Racist.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to be given labels. So
Yeah.
But again,
that atmosphere you wouldn't even like want to ask anyway, So I mean, it would be something else to be extorted by all the other piece of shits out there that are just like, I'll fuck it, I'll say it. Just think of the time, like to get bumped to the top spot.
Kind of breaks the system, then.
Yeah. I feel like that's the people that would use it. It is like, it wouldn't be the actual like trans people. It would be like the fucking people that would extort it.
Yeah. So, and I live in the area that is probably the most liberal. So I don't see that. I doubt it's happening in other places, maybe in parts of New York City and stuff like that. That's caught on, but it's fairly new. And I was like, cool, whatever. I'm not doing it yet. So I don't know if it really affects like me if I show up or whatever. Right now, my work schedule doesn't even allow me to fucking go and do it.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting turn to see in something that's such a free form like stand-up comedy. But there's a shit ton of people here all trying to get onto the same show, I guess.
Do you guys have favorite female comedians or gender non-binary comedians?
Yeah. I mean, Tig Notaro is pretty good. I saw her recently.
Christina P. She's wonderful.
So yeah.
She's a little raunchy. I'm not an Amy Schumer fan. I cringe to a lot of the more famous ones. I feel like a lot of famous girl comedians get spotlight because they're girls instead of the talent, and a lot of the ones with talent are undershadowed by these bigger writers and whatnot.
Paula Pell is
that's what you find.
writer.
Like the big female comedians right now all have writers, which is crazy. And a lot of the ones, if you like watch like the Netflix specials that aren't really promoted as much, they're fucking writing their own shit and they're killers.
Yes. Yeah, and the big female comedians with writers, the writers are often what label are they? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get into that, but that's even touchy.
It's extremely touchy. Yeah.
It's like saying it's really a male writing everything.
Yep. Yeah. The next level to that is the people that say how funny a female comedian is dependent on who they're dating.
Man,
I don't even look into the dating scene of comedians.
Ooh, it's rough from what I hear. Whitney Cummings always talks about it. Yep. She's another great. Yeah, she talks about it a lot. She doesn't like to date comedians anymore, but Sarah Silverman,
Amy Schumer. Look at who they dated and the different phases of their comedy.
You're saying that the dudes get better looking as they get more successful?
Oh my god.
Because that happens anytime you get money.
They're saying they're Taylor Swift in them, kind of like in comedy.
What do you mean?
Like he's saying like whoever they're dating influences their comedy, what style it is.
Oh,
like how Taylor Swift writes her songs about every fucking guy she's dating at the time.
Yeah, there's always those memes that are like, she's got a new boyfriend, expect a new album.
Amy Schumer is the Taylor Swift of comedy.
I guess the Taylor Swifts and the Adeles, they sort of have to break up with their dudes to make a new song, make a new album.
I'm running out of money. Get out.
to get their best songs. And after a while, they know that, you know, they know they've got to do a heartbreak album. And so, yep, dude's got to go. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't really build your discography on sad songs and then come out with like a poppy fucking. Your fans are gonna be like, "What the fuck? I want to cry. What is this?"
Yeah, man. What is this bullshit?
The story about Taylor Swift was that she broke up with who was the famous dude? I don't know. She broke up with a dude because she wanted him to get circumcised.
Is that? What? I never heard that one.
Yeah, maybe I made it up. But it was something extreme. It was something extreme like that. It's like for Taylor Swift. Yeah, would you do it? I don't know.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, circumcision. Like the circumcision rates are lower in Australia.
So would we get recircumcised if Taylor Swift wanted us to? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Would you get recircumcised? Yeah.
They're gonna just pull the skin up over and staple that bitch
there's
on.
the
oh my god.
It's not called uncircumcised, but it's where they put weights on what's left of their foreskin to try and
like gauges
give themselves a foreskin back. Yep, that's the thing.
Stretch it out.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The original Stretch Armstrong right there.
Oh. Like, are you happy to see me, or you just got a 5-pound weight strap to your cock?
Oh, you're glad you noticed. It's a kettlebell.
Ladder. It's like you got one of those Joe Rogan kettlebells.
Gorilla, look at it. Gorilla face. I was gonna go with the Iron Man, but this gorilla's pretty sick.
Tip, huh?
And you guys know about sounding? You know what sounding is?
No.
Nope.
Where you stick rods up your pee hole.
Oh my god, dude. That is not sound like what I thought it was going to be. Like, I don't even know what I was.
Disaster.
That sounds like that should just be called mindfuck.
Yeah, like I've only seen it once and it doesn't look good. I don't know why. It looks painful. I don't know why anyone does it. I think, Germans. I
get a little shampoo on the tip of my dick and I'm crying, let alone a rod up there.
Yeah, it's like, how extreme a sensation do you need? Yeah, most dudes don't need that to go to that levels of extreme. Like, yeah,
that's an interesting topic. Let's talk about the craziest things that people have sensations. Gerbils up the ass. Wow.
Leave Richard Gere alone.
That's exactly what I was thinking of too.
There's people that put what's it called? Fuck, I can't remember. Filking fat. It's a ginger. They put ginger up their ass.
The vajayjay. Oh
up
no.
Their ass.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I've heard of it up the vagina too. So, fuck.
Antibacterial.
Alien eggs. You heard of that? That's another thing I've just stumbled upon.
Searching AdamandEve.com over there.
Fake, like a little, what do you want to call them? Inseminators? What are they called?
Inseminator?
Yeah, it's like a fucking fake alien dick, and it shoots these like egg yolk looking things. And
yes,
the dudes and gals alike just love them up.
You have a couple of sponsors that are related to all these items too. The one that I've heard brought up a lot on your show is Spunk Lube. It seems to be a constant fact. Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
Uh-oh. Damn. Always on hand.
How did your partnership with them start? Was it just, hitting them up online type of thing?
Yeah. Emailing Jeff from Spunk Lube.
Is that their only product? Like it's a flagship product for them? Cool.
Yes. Yeah. No, I can't remember who the Origin podcast was. There was one podcast that contacted them, and then a whole bunch of other podcasts followed.
They slid right in there. Those DMs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Slid out even easier with that lube.
Yeah, so I get
it's funny because I hear it brought up on the show between you and your co-host.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I guess the good thing about our shows, because we do talk about sex a lot, especially when Amanda's on the show, it comes up naturally, as does the other sponsor that we got, AdamandEve.com. Because we're we talk about all that kind of stuff. And if Amanda talks about her butt plug, then yep.
Spunk Loop's coming up.
Spunk Loop can be used, and you can go to adamandeve.com to for all your
find the perfect plug for you.
All your butt stuff needs.
There you go.
A plug within a plug. I like that.
There's,
Speaking of plugs,
there's something. There's a adamandeve.com. They have a prostate prober that looks pretty evil.
Looks
Oh
evil.
God.
Yeah,
That's how I want something described that's going in my ass.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's it's funny because they're like right up the alley of your show for the content and stuff. So it's great that sponsors are open to that kind of thing. Podcasting seems to allow for a little bit more freedom in that. It's like I would love to see like the Today Show fucking hawking Spunk Lube. You know, like that's not gonna happen.
Nah, unfortunately, but it'd be hilarious
on the podcasts. You know,
yeah, like we've had a bunch of like some podcasters that were like seem to be anti-lube, which I don't quite.
What
like,
they like to dry. They like to go
all about
dry
to
dog.
go in dry. I don't know. It's just like
Dry dog and that shit. That's rough, dude. That my youth, and that was a mistake. Not even joking. There is non-lubricated condoms out there for fucking savages. I mean, or maybe bring your own lube. I don't know what it is yet. BYL, people.
Oh man, this has been great, man. We really appreciate having you on. Is there any like plugs that you want to throw out where people can find the show and more from you?
Sure. So Man Brain Podcast. If you Google Man Brain Podcast, you'll find us. Also Blunt Mummy Podcast. And then, just Google Blunt Mummy Podcast. And then you'll find her. And we also do a show on her channel called Titty Talk, where we have guests on, and Amanda wears pasties on her nipples. That is the stickers of the podcast, or ideally the stickers of the podcast that we're the people. What's the easier way to describe it?
People from the podcast that you're having on.
There's
guests.
There's a smart way to describe it, but you know what I mean. People have podcasts,
awesome.
They have stickers. We get the stickers.
Yep. They go on her
puts
tits.
them on her
You got an
titties.
organic billboard. Yeah.
Exactly. And that then becomes the cover art. And
That's smart because I mean, you know where the eyes go.
Yeah.
The logo's
Exactly.
right there.
Boom.
Exactly.
Boom. I think you're going to see a wave of titty billboards pop up where they're just like big old mounds on those billboards that you see all across the roads instead of fucking just flat paper anymore. Just big old boobies. And in the centers, that's where you put your text, like Bill's Plumbing.
There you go.
If you need plumbing work, call Bill.
Exactly.
That'll catch the attention for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and for gender equality, I get my titties out too.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. We can have man titties too, dude. That's
Exactly.
fine. There'll be some hair patches in the middle. It'll be fun. We could do big old man titties. We could do tight, muscular man titties. We got it all.
Now, how's the removal?
I just show my nipples. That's the double standard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Well, again, thanks for coming on, man.
No, I've got more plugs.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay. Damn.
Plug
So
away.
I'll go fast. Sorry. We're on the Not Safe for Work podcast network. You can follow us on Twitter at NSFW Pod Network. We used to be a comedy podcast network. Now we're a kink podcast network. So we've brought on board a whole bunch of like sex related podcasts.
Cool.
But I'm still sort of like a weird holdover in a way. But yeah, no, that's a complicated story too. Wow. And also our Patreon, which I mentioned before, patreon.com/NSFW. Sorry, I'll get it right. And yeah, and why do we have NSFW and NSFL? Yeah, that's another story.
We'll have to get into those next time, I guess.
Fucking podcast politics. Holy shit. NSFL Productions is our Patreon. And yeah, you'll see a little bit more of Amanda and hear more from both of us.
Fantastic.
You just can't get enough of us.
Hell yeah. Definitely check out their show. It's fucking fun. It's wild. It's Slacker approved for sure.
Absolutely. And let's get this man to 100,000 downloads. Let's do it.
ASAP.
And then to a million.
I'm saying a million. Let's go right for the big old black dick. Patreon only? No, I say public. You got to do it public, man. Come on.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, people. If you want to get at me, you can get at me on Instagram, MWG Media, and on Xbox Live at Matty G from HP.
And I'm on all that shit at Landers the Plane.
All right. Thank you, everybody, again for tuning in. Till next time. That's it.
There you go.
We're smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're slacking America.
This has been American Slacker Podcast. You can reach the show by searching American Slacker on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit. Or send them an email to americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. You can download and rate American Slacker on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and all other podcast platforms. Visit the show's website, aspodcast.com, where you will find every episode, official merchandise, and links to their Patreon if you would like to support American Slacker.
Give me a minute. Think about the seconds that are passing. Man, I gotta go and get it, grab it. Why you gotta go and act savage? Smoking weed, I gotta feed the habit. Now I'm on some other shit. Things that I gotta go get. Medical all on my slip. You falling like dominoes, bitch. Stuck in my ways, fucking high days, fucking sideways in the driveway.
We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're slacking America. We're slacking America.
Bye.